Hello, everybody. Welcome to your life. That's such a fun title. I thought, like, oh, that is so true. Like, how many of us are actually living somebody else's life? Whose life are you living? That's something that I had to look at. I looked at many, many years ago. Started looking at, let's just say that in all honesty, started looking at many, many years ago that whose life am I living? Whose point of view am I creating my life based on? And that sort of exploration opened such a different whole another way of looking at things, conversations with myself, choices, explorations. So today I wanted to talk to you about your life, and welcome to your life, by the way. I find that we guys who are like the empaths or the aware people who are psychic or autistic or in any capacity neurodivergent, we don't recognize how aware we are and how much we are tapped into and aware of everybody else's point of view on things. So it's so fascinating to look at this for yourself, that whose life am I living? Whose point of view am I living from? Is this my point of view? That's one of my most favorite things about the work that I get to do and about any sort of like true empowerment work, that it gets you to start looking at your life in a very different way. And so I was looking at this today and also looking at how there's one question that I started asking a few years ago that really opened a whole new world of possibilities in my world. And I'm excited to share with you something more about that in this live as well. But that one question was, I started wondering. First, I really got looking at whose life am I living, whose point of views am I creating from, and really started questioning that, okay, is this my point of view? Is that how I look at it? Is that truly my point of view? And it was amazing and mind blowing for me to discover how much I was not creating my life based on my point of view. It was so in reaction to like what I'd been taught, my family's point of view, my culture's point of view, what dominantly people around me think. And if we don't question, if we don't really be present with ourselves and have these intimate conversations that do require a level of vulnerability, we never truly get to find out what is it like to be ourselves. What is that space of you? You might have heard me share this, my most favorite tool from Access Consciousness, which is what's light is what's true for you, what's heavy is a lie. And yet so many like the tool is simple, right? And yet so many people in the world live in the heaviness of what they think is the truth of their reality. But is it? Like, if truly what's light is what's true for you, then where is it not light? And whose life are you living? Because if what's true for you, what's congruent with the essence of you, always have a sense of lightness and spaciousness to it. Anywhere there isn't that, who are you being? And so once I started having these conversations with myself, it started giving me such a different space to then ask other questions too, to start looking at, okay, cool. So this lightness, this spaciousness is what's actually me. And so from this space, what am I aware of? Where am I living my life? Where is my life a result of these heavy points of views and not fun? And so what from the space of lightness am I aware of? What should be possible for me? What's actually my reality? I might not have it physically actualized yet, because so far I've been living in reaction to my awareness, basically, of other people's points of views, their realities, their judgments. But when we actually start looking at, okay, what's light is what's true for me. So, which areas of my life actually don't feel as exuberant, as light, as full of possibilities as the lightness would suggest is what's true for me. And so once I really started looking at that, then I few years ago, very, very proactively in my own little tortoise journey, because it was like slow and steady for me, also started looking at that. Okay, so what does it then take to actualize the possibilities that I'm aware of? So clearly, I get it. This area is heavy. It's not that fun for me. So, what actually I perceive as the lightness of possibilities in this area is so far fetched right now. So, what does it take to actualize these possibilities that I'm aware of? And that one question of like, what does it take to actualize these possibilities that I'm aware of, universe, like, show me, really started off on this whole journey of what has now come to be the Cultivating Trust in You. I don't think I ever announced it, but Cultivating Trust in You is officially a specialty class in Access Consciousness now. Yay! And a part of the reason I'm doing this live is because I wanted to share that with me. I wanted to share my enthusiasm about this topic, about really, really committing to yourself in a way that you make not judging you a priority, and you make engaging with the possibilities that you're aware of a priority in your life. So, really, what does it take to actualize the possibilities you're aware of? We all, in some way or the other, know about that way of creating in which we're aware of something, and then we judge ourselves for not already being there, or all the ways in which we judge ourselves, that keep us from having this spaciousness of our reality, and sort of like almost beat ourselves up to our goals. Like, that's one way to create. I'm not going to lie, some people do actually end up creating some great stuff from that route of like beating the crap out of yourself, being very strict with yourself, being very onto with yourself, kind of a thing. But there's a lot of judgment underneath that way of creation. And so, my invitation to you with this whole cultivating trust in yourself journey is, what if all that judgment, especially your judgment of you, is totally unnecessary? What if it's just not required? What else is possible? What else could be your way of being, like that embodied being that's kind on you, gentle on you, that has a level of nurturance with yourself that you always wish you received, maybe growing up, maybe as an adult, or, clearly wasn't a way of being that you were taught to be with yourself, right? Like, I don't know, I was not ever taught to be like gentle and nice and kind with myself. That was not a conversation. It was more always about, you got to do this. Why are you not doing this? You have to do this. You should do this. If you're not doing this, then look at, all the fear-based points of views that come up with those kind of um, approaches to creation. But I am curious about a different way. I'm curious about creating from a place of trusting yourself. And trusting yourself, by the way, also, I want to do so many different lives on this topic because it's so misunderstood. Or at least the way I mean trusting yourself is a little bit different than usually a lot of times I hear people, when they think about this topic, what they think trusting yourself is part of the picture, but there's so much more to it. So I want to be doing more of those lives too. But just for the purpose of this little welcome to your life live today, I really want to invite you to start looking at, what does it take for you to actualize the possibilities you're aware of? It doesn't matter where you are right now. What does matter is the awareness that that which is heavy is not yours. So, in how many places and how many spaces have you created your life which is not yours? Because it's not light. And what if you didn't judge yourself? What if you cultivated the practice of not judging you, but being present with everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, which, by the way, if we didn't have any judgment of the good, the bad, the ugly, is any of it good or bad or ugly? Or can we just be with what is and look at if that's what we'd like to have, and look at a different way that we could be choosing to create our lives from. So I want to invite you today, if you haven't already, I have started a Facebook group called Cultivating Trust in You, nurturing your dreams to reality, not beating yourself up to create or actualize your dreams at all, nurturing yourself and nurturing your dreams to reality. So, I would love for you to come join me in that group. I'll be doing a lot more classes on this topic as well. In fact, we're still on Friday. Next Thursday, December 7th, I'm doing the first ever intro to Cultivating Trust in You online. We already had one in person, but this is the first time I'm doing it online. So it's open to the world, it's open to all of you guys. I'd love for you to come join me, play with me, and just allow yourself to receive a little bit more from these conversations that are nurturing for you, nurturing for your being, nurturing for the dreams that you desire to create. So here's my invitation today. Stop judging yourself. No more judgment, not allowed. Would you be willing to make that one radical choice of not judging you? Like, just completely stop. Anytime you notice you're judging yourself, stop it. That's one of the primary practices that we cultivate. And so, yeah, come join us. Join me in the Facebook group, Cultivating Trust in You, which, by the way, when you join in, what you will find under the guide section is we did a 7-day challenge on cultivating clarity. It's already there in the group, so you can just join in and dive into it. And I promise you that Cultivating Clarity challenge is going to be very different than what you think clarity is. And I promise you, you're going to take away from it something new, something different, something greater for yourself too. So join me in the free Facebook group and come play with me on the Cultivating Trust in You intro call next Thursday, December 7th. We'll share the time and everything with you because it's in the Pacific time. It's at 10 o'clock in the morning. And your time will be available in the link that you see around this video somewhere. I am so grateful for you, your presence, your willingness to come this far in this conversation with me, because it shows me how you are someone that knows something greater is available for you. So, what else is possible? What does it take to actualize the possibilities that you're aware of? And what if the journey could be way more gentle, way more kind, way more fun for you? All right, my friend, I'll see you hopefully on the inside in the Facebook group. And I hope to see you in the Cultivating Trust in You intro class too. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye bye. And drop me a comment if you're watching this in replay. Hashtag replay, tag me. I love hearing from you guys. So I'd love to say hello to you. Okay, bye bye.